The Puck Portfolio with Andy MacNeil.
Hey, welcome to the Puck Portfolio. I'm your host, Andy MacNeil. I'm here on weekdays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, typically, but the Tim Hortons drive-through was a little bogged up this morning, as Connor has predicted in the chat correctly. I'm here on weekdays to provide NHL projections, betting advice, strategies, you name it, to help you make informed bets throughout the NHL season. And we've got a big show today. We're going to look at Monday's games quickly, and then we're going to head on over to Tuesday. We're going to talk about the NHL schedule, zoom in on this week, also look a little bit at the overall remaining schedule, see who's got the easiest and the toughest schedules in the NHL. But yeah, pretty lame weekend. Went 2-5 between Friday and Sunday. Sunday, a break-even day, going 1-1 with a play on the Preds and a play on the Kings, losing. Saturday, not a great day at all, going 1-3. The bet on the Flyers, smaller bet on the Flyers. They beat the Colorado Avalanche as plus 195 dogs. Unfortunately, the Los Angeles Kings, they blew a 2-0 lead in the third period against those dirty New York Islanders, and that really cost me on Saturday, as well as the Ducks getting shut out by the Blackhawks. Like, who gets shut out by the Blackhawks? Absolutely, just a tough one to swallow there. Felt a little bit unlucky, but you know what? We've had a lot of luck on our sides this season as well, so can't complain. Got to take the good with the bad and vice versa. And hopefully we can get back on the grind here. I've got two bets that I really like for Tuesday, a third one that I like a little bit that we'll talk about right away. But, let's talk about the NHL schedule a little bit. Let's do a schedule breakdown for December 11th, Monday to Sunday, December 17th. All 8 teams that are in action on Monday have just 1 day's rest, but Dallas is playing its 4th game in 6 days. Toronto, Calgary, Detroit, and Arizona will be in action again on Tuesday, so you have to watch out for some goaltending confirmations there. The Maple Leafs and Flames get a bit of a break as their opponents are playing 3 games in 4 days on Tuesday, while Detroit has to play in St. Louis against the Blues with 2 days rest. That leaves the Yotes in the toughest spot on Tuesday. They're playing in Pittsburgh against the Penguins, who will have had 3 days off heading into that game. Pittsburgh and Winnipeg, though, will be tired for their games against the Canadiens and Kings when they play again on Wednesday, while the Bruins and Devils will both be well rested when they go head-to-head in New Jersey on Wednesday. Detroit, Calgary, Toronto play 3 games in 4 days on Thursday. Chicago and Seattle face off, playing in their 4th game in 6 days. Minnesota, Washington, Columbus all come into Thursday with 3 days rest, while every other team comes in on just 1 day's rest on Thursday. Ottawa will play Thursday and Friday, with the latter game coming against the Stars, who will have had 2 days rest. Carolina will also play its 2nd game in as many nights when they host the Predators, coming off 2 days rest. The Rangers, Bruins, Islanders, Predators, Stars, Sabres, and the Yotes will be in action on Saturday, while the Canucks, Capitals, Devils, and Avalanche will play again on Sunday. So there's a lot of back-to-backs coming up this weekend. The NHL schedule gets pretty busy on Saturday and Sunday. But, now that we've zoomed in and we looked at the week, of course, we'll do it again and again on this show as the week rolls on, looking at each day and the next day NHL schedule. But let's zoom out and take more of a macro look at the remaining strength of schedule as of December 11th. Our strength of schedule metric is calculated by averaging the projected points of each team's remaining opponents. So looking at the teams with the toughest remaining schedule, San Jose and Chicago, of course, have it tough, but Ottawa will play 35 of their 60 remaining games on the road, and that's a big reason why they've got the 2nd toughest remaining schedule in the NHL. The Penguins also have a tough remaining schedule. That's a big reason why the CSB projection model, which you can check out at CanadaSportsBetting.ca. I tweeted about it this morning, updated Stanley Cup playoff chances and NHL projected standings as of Monday, December 11th. Check that out. It gives the Penguins a 23% chance of making the playoffs as of today. So not a great spot for the Pittsburgh Penguins with a really tough remaining schedule. Tampa Bay and the Islanders have it fairly tough too, but so do the Hurricanes, despite the fact that they'll play 30 of their remaining 55 games at home. Minnesota and St. Louis and the Rangers also have 30 home games left. Teams with an easy remaining schedule, or I guess I should say easier, are New Jersey, Colorado, Toronto, Vancouver, Boston and Edmonton. But the two teams that stick out the most to me here are the Coyotes and the Predators. I mean, Arizona has the easiest remaining schedule based on opponents' projected points, 83.5, while the Predators have the fourth easiest remaining schedule with a mark of 88.1. And that should help both teams as they fight for playoff spots. I mean, Arizona currently has a 25% chance of making the playoffs, according to the CSB projection model, while the Predators have a 45% chance. So keep it locked here on the Puck Portfolio Daily to stay on top of the NHL schedule. But yeah, let's get into Monday, December 11th. We've got 4 games on the docket. As I mentioned, all 8 teams coming in on 1 day's rest. Arizona at Buffalo, Toronto at the Islanders, Detroit at Dallas, Calgary at Colorado, and Dallas playing their 4th game in 6 days. So pretty evenly matched schedule here, all things considered. Now, I actually don't like very much on this slate here. The Buffalo Sabres, I think, should be a small favorite, minus 104 on the money line. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I have projected as a minus 109 money line favorite. And the odds at NorthStar Bet currently minus 127 plus 106 coming back on the other side for the New York Islanders. A tiny bit of value on the Arizona Coyotes. They're plus 107 on the money line at NorthStar Bets. And the model thinks they should be closer to plus 104, but not quite enough to justify a wager there. The Detroit Red Wings, of course, they're in action against the Dallas Stars, who I mentioned were playing their 4th game in 6 days, but we don't know what the status is of Dylan Larkin. He left the last game, and I'm just going to look and see if there has been an update yet here today. So now day-to-day undisclosed injury. JT Comfer also day-to-day with an undisclosed injury. So something to look out there for the Red Wings. I've got Larkin ruled out for now just to be safe here. And that makes the Dallas Stars a minus 174 favorite, a 63.5% chance of winning according to the projection model. And then we got Calgary Flames in Colorado taking on the Avalanche. Of course, the Avalanche coming out back-to-back losses at home, nonetheless. So they'll be looking to put forth a good effort versus the Flames here. The Flames should be plus 161 according to the projection model. They're plus 148 at NorthStar Bets, minus 179 on the other side for the Avalanche. So everything lined up pretty closely with the market. No good bets to make on Monday. So let's skip ahead to Tuesday, December 12th. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games on the NHL schedule for Tuesday, December 12th. Of course, we got the Maple Leafs and the Rangers, the Hurricanes and the Senators, the Coyotes in Pittsburgh taking on the Penguins, the Coyotes on the second half of a back-to-back, the Penguins with 3 days rest, the Flyers in Nashville taking on the Predators, the Red Wings on the second half of a back-to-back playing the Blues, the Chicago Blackhawks. They're a little banged up, taking on the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton. That should be a bit of a bloodbath. The model thinks that the Oilers should be a minus 340 favorite, 77.3% chance of winning here. So that should be a fun one to watch for Oilers fans, assuming they show up with their best. But the money line at NorthStar Bets minus 370 for the Edmonton Oilers, so nowhere close to a value play on Edmonton. Anyway, Florida in Seattle taking on the Kraken, the Tampa Bay Lightning in Vancouver taking on the Canucks. So both Florida teams out west right now. The Calgary Flames finishing off the night in Vegas, taking on the Golden Knights, of course, on the second half of a back-to-back. That's not very nice of NHL schedule makers to put the Flames in a back-to-back against the Avalanche on night 1 and the Golden Knights on night 2. But hey, that's what you get in the NHL, right? So looking at the bets that I've got the most interest in here right now, starting off with the smallest bet, the one I like the least, it's the Philadelphia Flyers at plus 118. That's a half unit play against the Predators on the money line, plus 118 to beat Nashville, half unit. Look, both of these teams rank among the top 10 teams in expected goals, so should be a fairly even matchup. But I think the Flyers are the better team overall. I've got them rated slightly higher than the Predators. Of course, it would really hurt if Samuel Ersson is in goal. Not that he can't get a win here and there, but I'm looking for Carter Hart to start in goal for the Flyers. So plus 118, half unit play on the Philadelphia Flyers. The model thinks they should be plus 110. So Nashville has a 52.4% chance of winning, but there's some value here on the Flyers. So that's my first bet for Tuesday. My second bet for Tuesday is the Florida Panthers. They're on the money line currently at NorthStar Bets minus 139. I think that three should be a five. The model has the Panthers at minus 159. Of course, look, I don't got to talk a lot about what's good about this Panthers team. They're arguably the best defensive team in the NHL. They're consistently one of the best in expected goals percentage. Their offense has started to click a lot more than it was earlier in the season, which makes a lot of sense given that they have Montour and Ekblad stabilizing things again in their lineup. So lock the Panthers in to win one unit at minus 139 at NorthStar Bets. I think it should be closer to minus 160, minus 159 to be exact. I'm not worried about who's going to start in goal for either team here. I think there's not a really big gap between Bobrovsky and Stolarz, at least in the regular season here. We know Bob can, play lights out in the playoffs like he did last season, and Stolarz is rather inexperienced in that regard. But in the regular season, I don't think there's a big gap here. So locking Florida in at minus 139 to beat the Seattle Kraken, who are, I think, on their way well out of the playoff picture. The projection model, the CSB projection model, currently has them well under 10% to make the playoffs after getting shut out by the Wild on Sunday. And my final bet of the day. Now, this one is a little bit tricky because we don't know who's going to be in the lineup for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Stamkos has been out with an illness. Victor Hedman is listed as day-to-day with an undisclosed injury. So the Lightning, they might not be at 100%, but I like the Vancouver Canucks here regardless. I mean, even if you look at over the last month, I know that the Tampa Bay Lightning have Andre Vasilevsky back in the crease now. But if you look over the last month, even the Canucks have still been, the better team in most categories. They're better on offense. They've got a better expected goals percentage. They're still slightly, outscoring teams in all situations, which is something that the Lightning really can't say. So I like the Vancouver Canucks minus 115 on the money line. That's going to be a 1 unit play, 1.15 units to win 1 unit. So I am locking all of those in right now. So that is a Philadelphia Flyers plus 118 half unit to win 0.59 units. The Vancouver Canucks minus 115, 1.15 units to win 1 unit. And the Florida Panthers minus 139, 1.39 units to win 1 unit. Those are my three favorite plays for Tuesday right now. And I'm going to stick with that. Maybe we'll lock something else in on Wednesday's show. But right now, that's it for Tuesday. We've got lots of other hockey, of course, to get to. But all we've got to watch out for on Tuesday right now is those three plays. Of course, Toronto, they're on the second half of a back-to-back against the Rangers. The Rangers are playing their third game in 4 nights, though. The who else do we have here? The Calgary Flames, like I said earlier, they're playing their second game in as many nights, but the Vegas Golden Knights not exactly rested. 3 games in 4 days. So, Jake, what did you think of the weekend NHL action, even NFL action? I guess you probably were pretty locked into that this weekend, were you not?
Yeah, it was kind of a 50-50 split for me, and for the Habs. They split their games this weekend, and my NFL picks went basically 50-50. I was right on the Bills, I was right on the Bengals, I was almost right on the Rams. That was a really entertaining game with a wild finish. So it was a good weekend of football, sort of 50-50 weekend for the Habs for hockey, but yeah, it was fun. It was an action-packed weekend.
Nice, nice, yeah. Um, I did it again. I did it on Friday. I cut off the last game in my on my projections. I think that was Anaheim, or no, Vancouver and somebody. Vancouver and Carolina, I think it was. And somebody had got to me in the chat. Well, Connor's in the chat right now asking what is the projection for Winnipeg and San Jose tomorrow. I'm assuming that Connor wants to bet on the Sharks. I mean, they made it close with the Vegas Golden Knights, losing in extra time on Sunday. No, I'm just kidding. But so actually, right now, what do I have right now? Why did I do that again? Why did I do that again? Anyway, okay, so we are where are we at here? Um Winnipeg at San Jose, both teams with 1 day off. or 1 day rest coming into this one. A minus 235 for Winnipeg right now, but that is with Kyle Connor in the lineup. And we don't know if he's going to be in the lineup because he left Sunday's game against the Ducks. Weird, kind of a nasty collision hit by Ryan Strome. I'm not really sure what to call it, but I'd like to take another look at that one, I guess. But Kyle Connor, if he's not in the Jets lineup, it's a huge difference. Let me just kind of estimate what I would make the game if Kyle Connor is out of the lineup here. Um, this is not exact, but it's I'm just making a little bit of an estimate here. Yeah, like plus 192. That or minus 192, I guess I should say. So from minus 235 to the minus 195, let's call it. That's a big difference because he's just such a huge part of their offense. And that would be a big blow to that team. So that's something to watch there. Like I said, I might be overestimating a little bit, just uh, a bit of back of the napkin math here to see what it would be. But yeah, minus 235 for the Jets if they're at full strength against the San Jose Sharks. Please like the video if you have not already. I know it was a tough weekend, guys. I know we went 2-5. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for absolutely nothing. We got great numbers, and that's all you can do, man. You can just, you control the price you pay. We got some great bets down for the weekend. It didn't work out for us. We'll move on. Tuesday looking like we could get some good value for Tuesday. Monday, kind of a lame duck slate. Something I want to introduce to the show here, though, and not necessarily today, but going forward, hopefully, I'm going to call it the dartboard, and we're going to start maybe putting some small bets, maybe some like 0.1 unit bets down, whether it's player props, anything like that, alt totals, stuff like that. Just some wild stuff that we can have some fun with because some days where there aren't that many bets, you do like to have some action, and I'm no different. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in, of course, and we'll see you again on Tuesday. But if you have not already, please like and subscribe to the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel. Please check out NorthStar Bets in the description below. I did not say that off the top of the show. That my bad. Which Mondays kind of crazy. Monday's actually a really crazy day because sometimes you have a big slate on Monday, and I'm looking ahead to Tuesday slate, trying to get caught up on everything after the weekend, all that stuff. So we'll catch up on any notes that we missed, injuries and whatnot on Tuesday's show. But you know, we've got some bets down. We've got rather efficient today. Not focusing on anything that we don't have betting interest in, and we'll focus on the rest of the games on Tuesday. All right, happy Monday. See you on Tuesday. Thanks for watching.